Hello and welcome back to my channel. My name's Kaylee and these are my books. Today's video is the start of a themed reading vlog where I'm going to be trying out a bunch of holiday romances. I have never actually read a holiday romance before. I just, for some reason, always thought they wouldn't be for me. But then this year, I'm like, what am I thinking? Like, of course they're for me. I need that holiday cheer. I need the wholesomeness. I need the steam. I love romances and I love Christmas. So why wouldn't I love a book that does both of them together? So I'm trying out a bunch of holiday romances so that I can participate in Holiday Romcomathon, which is a really cool readathon. They do a normal Romcomathon once a year, I think, maybe twice a year, definitely at least once a year, where it's just all about reading rom-com books. And then they did a special weekend holiday version where you're supposed to read holiday rom-com books. And so I love the creators of this readathon, which is Michelle from Michelle's Library, Brie from Four Paws in a Books, and Aoife from Pretty Purple Polka Dots. They'll be linked in the description box below. And I actually already did a TBR video for Holiday Romcomathon, which will again be linked in the description box below. Because I already did a TBR video, I'm not going to talk about the books that I want to read for Holiday Romcomathon. So instead, I'm just going to send you into the vlog now. Hello, checking in. My beginning of Holiday Romcomathon has not been ideal. It's already kind of late. I mean, you could see with the window. It's dark outside and this is day one. So it is Friday of Holiday Romcomathon. Here's Teddy. He came out hopping up on the couch wanting to say hi. The reason why I am not on schedule is because of him. Poor little puppy. He's been a bit sick. All last night he was getting sick, and so I was up with him the whole night pretty much, and then I was talking with the vet. He's gonna be okay. He has no major issues. The vet's not concerned at all. But basically I've had to put him on a really bland diet. So he just got done eating his dinner that he was a huge fan of white rice, boiled chicken, and pumpkin puree. But basically, I've just been kind of stressed out about that. Like I said, he is completely fine. Teddy is doing absolutely fine. It's just like, I think most dog parents wouldn't even be concerned. Sometimes dogs just get sick when they eat something that they're not supposed to eat. And that's what I think happened. I'm not sure exactly what he ate, but you know, there's nothing. The vet literally is like, he's fine. Don't worry, he's fine. But I just, you know, I get stressed out. And so I've just started listening to my first book because basically I've been too stressed to really listen to a book today or read a book today. And then once he is doing fine and I kind of calmed down, I was so tired from not having slept that I took a very long nap. We both did because he also didn't sleep. And so I had a really weird day where I kind of woke up for the day at like 4, which is not ideal, obviously. But it is now, I think it's like 7, and so I've been listening to my first book. I think I'll probably end up staying up fairly late tonight because I took that long nap during the day. My whole sleep schedule is off. So I'm still hoping to make a lot of progress today, even though it is 7 o'clock on day 1, and there's only 3 days, and we still haven't even gotten halfway through a book yet. But I did start a book. I'm a third of the way through Love Light Farm. So this is on KU. I'm listening to the audiobook on Hoopla actually, and I was just listening to it while I was cooking Teddy's dinner and stuff like that. So that got me about a third of the way through. And I'm obsessed. I'm loving it so much. So this is a friends to lovers romance with fake dating involved, and it's set in a small town. So basically our main female character, she owns a Christmas tree farm in a small town, but it's not doing well financially. So she entered this contest to try to get the word out about this place and have it be a romantic tourist attraction for people to come visit. That way it could start doing better financially. But because she wants it to be a romantic destination, she lied on the application to this contest that she runs the Christmas tree farm with her boyfriend. She does not have a boyfriend. She is single. So she kind of ropes her best friend, who is a guy, into fake dating her during the time of this competition. Basically, she made it to the finals, so the competition head person, who's an influencer, is coming to visit the farm. And so they have to convince her and the whole small town and like the television show. I don't know actually if it's a television show or if it's just on the influencers' Instagram or stuff like that. My AC just came on, so sorry, I'm gonna wrap this up. But basically, they have to convince everyone that they are a happy couple and that their Christmas tree farm is a romantic destination so that they can win the prize money and save this local business. And the banter between these two characters is so good. They just care about each other. Like, it's one of those situations where they're best friends, and so they're so comfortable around each other, and they care about each other so much. And they're both obviously into each other, but they're both too shy and too afraid to ruin their friendship by saying anything. And so it's one of those almost painful things where you just want to shake them and you're like, you guys like each other, just admit it. But it's so relatable. I don't know. I feel like I've had friendships like this in the past. And so I'm having a great time. And also what I'm really loving specifically about this book is when I've read other friends to lovers romances, it's been the guy that's secretly into the girl and the girl is like, oh no, he's just my friend. Like, and then she realizes throughout the story that she's into him. Where in this situation, we're actually in the girl's point of view, the woman's point of view, not the guy's point of view. And she is super into him, but she's just trying to keep it a secret because she values his friendship and she doesn't want to like weird him out. And so I really like the kind of turnaround. I don't know how common that is for the genre or not. Just in my experience, I haven't read a lot of friends to lovers romances where it's the woman who is really into the guy. So I'm having a great time with it. I love the small town setting. I love their, again, their banter, but then also just how nice they are to each other and how much they care about each other and this friendship. We just got a scene where they're visiting each other's families, and I love family scenes, especially when the family is not great to one of the characters, and then the fake dating person has to stand up for their fake boyfriend or girlfriend to support them in front of their family. It's so good. It's so good. So again, yeah, I'm a third of the way through. I'm gonna finish it tonight. I'm just gonna stay up and read, listen to it. I have my AirPods in. I think I'm gonna play a little bit of Dreamlight Valley on my Switch while I listen to it though, just because I need something to like kind of unwind, something cozy with the stress that this little one brought. I felt so sorry for him that he was sick all night, but he's doing good. He's doing good. But that's why this vlog has not started as planned, and that's why I'm looking pretty rough right now. I need to take a shower quite badly, but you know, this is what stress looks like, okay? But anyways, next time I check in, maybe I'll try to check in about 2/3 of the way through Love Light Farms. Hopefully it'll still be tonight, so maybe I'll see you in a couple of hours. I'm checking in early because I'm like halfway through right now, and that scene. Oh, it was making me blush. It's Here's Teddy's laying kind of above me. Oh my god, it's so good. I texted Michelle from Michelle's library because she's reading this right now too, and so we're kind of in the same pace. So we're kind of doing like an unofficial buddy read situation, and we were both freaking out over the bed scene. Oh my god, it's so good. I'm having so much fun with this book so far. It's it's like, oh, it's making me feel things. It's making me feel things. But I have one complaint, and it's not even a real complaint because obviously it's not affecting my enjoyment of this book, but I feel like I expected more Christmas tree farm content, and so far there's been barely any Christmas tree farm content, and so far it really doesn't feel like a Christmas romance at all. Like, I'm halfway through and there's been no Christmas content at all, really. So it's fine because, like, I think it's a great romance, a great contemporary romance, but if you're going in expecting like a ton of Christmas vibes, you will be disappointed because so far they aren't there. Maybe they'll pick up in the second half of the book, there'll be more Christmas vibes, but so far, 0 on the Christmas vibes, but 100%, 5 out of 5 stars. highly recommend for just the general fun romance vibes. And like the plot is fun, but again, like the plot is kind of in the background. We're more just focused on these characters relationships and the development of their relationship, which I know it's like if you're thinking about a romance book, like of course, duh. But you know, sometimes romance books have solid plots throughout and sometimes they don't. And this one, I feel like there is a plot, but it's in the background. That isn't to say though this book is like pure smut. Like the smut has been minimal. It's much more so a building of tension, and the tension is so good. The tension is like, oh, it's so good. But yeah, I just want to set expectations for this book. So 50% of the way through, not many Christmas vibes, not a huge amount of plot, but there is some plot, and I am enjoying the minimal amount of plot. I am super enjoying the development of these characters' relationships though. So I will check in a bit and let you know if I have any more feelings. But after I read that bed scene, I had to do a check-in because oh my freaking god, that was so good. That was like top tier scene in a romance book, top tier. All right, hello, I'm still in my goblin phase. I swear I'm gonna take a shower right when I finish this book. I only have 45 minutes left of the book and I'm listening to it on 3 times speed, so I have 15 minutes left of listening. I'm also eating a very late dinner of just some like boring pasta, but it tastes really good because it's pasta, of course. I just wanted to check in right before it ended because I've been loving it so far, like absolutely loving it. But this third act breakup is possibly the most dumb third act breakup that I've ever read before in my life. I hate it. It's so dumb. It makes no sense. Like, I don't even see the motivation between each of these characters. Like, it's so dumb. I wish there's a better reason for why the conflict is happening. It feels like there's no reason. Like, literally no reason. I don't know. I mean, I'm still overall loving the book, and obviously because there's not much left in the book, we're not gonna have a ton of this conflict happen. Like, it's not gonna go on for very long, but I don't know. This was feeling like 5 stars, and now this conflict just makes no sense. It makes no sense. So we'll see. I'll update you once I finish it in like 15 minutes and let you know how much this is going to affect my overall rating. It will be entirely dependent on how many of the next 15 minutes are dedicated to this dumb plot line and how fast we go back into the good plot line. All right, I'm holding his collar so he doesn't eat my pasta while I'm doing this update. I'll see you in 15 minutes. Hello, it is the next morning. I did finish Lovelight Farms last night, but I needed to sleep on it because I just was not sure about my rating. Because the issue is, I loved it. I loved it for so long. Sorry, I'm looking at Teddy because he's trying to get my AirPods right now. Teddy, get back on the couch. Come on. But then the last 6%, I really did not like. The third act breakup, like I said, was so dumb, and then it really lasts until the very end of the book, and then we get such a fast conclusion, and I wanted another like 15% of the book to wrap up some other things that were going on. Like, I feel like the farm really took a back seat at the end, and I wanted more farm content and more competition content, and I don't know. Basically, I was so invested and thought it could be 5 stars until the very end. And because of that, it's very confusing because I'm left with these bad feelings about the book, but I can't rate it super low because I enjoyed like 93% of it. So I think I'm settling on a 3.5 star. It's not high enough to be a 4 star because I am left with these negative feelings, but it's not a full 3-star. It's slightly higher than a 3-star because I really enjoyed so much of it. So it's 3.5 stars. I'm a little bit disappointed that it wasn't 5 stars like I was wanting it to be, but 3.5, I still would recommend this book. It's just the end. The end might bug you because it bugged me. And then I also wanted to mention that I started Kiss Her Once for Me last night and this morning, and I'm about halfway through Kiss Her Once for Me already, but it's so confusing to read Kiss Her Once for Me right now. Let me grab the book I'm talking about because Kiss Her Once for Me is so similar to this book, Make You Mine This Christmas. And I'm also currently reading this book as a buddy read with my mom. And literally, they're the same premise. So, Kiss Her Once for Me. Here's the premise for Kiss Her Once for Me. It is about, let me get you the book background. But Kiss Her Once for Me is about a woman who has a one-night stand one Christmas, and it's amazing. She thinks she's fallen in love with this woman from this one-night stand, but then a misunderstanding happens, and it falls apart the next morning, and then she never sees her again. And then the next year, her life has kind of fallen apart, and she gets this offer from this regular at the coffee shop where she works at to basically say, hey, I need my inheritance, and I can only get my inheritance if I'm married to someone, so can we have a marriage of convenience? You become my wife, and I'll give you 10% of my inheritance, which is $200,000. And so she's like, of course. I would do a lot for $200,000, you know? And so she pretends to be his wife. They get fake married and goes to his family's house for Christmas. And at his family's house is the woman she fell in love with last Christmas with that one-night stand. And so they're reunited, but they're reunited as sister-in-laws. And so it's kind of sketchy. And it's a great premise, but here's the premise for Make You Mine This Christmas. Make You Mine This Christmas is about a woman who has a meet cute with another woman at a bookstore, and they also have this spark, this really good connection at this bookstore. And then she goes on with her life, and she's thinking, man, I feel like that woman was like the one for me. That was such an intense connection. And so then she starts fake dating this guy at a Christmas party because she feels bad for him. And she's like, sure, let's fake date. We're kind of drunk right now. We just got caught kissing by your ex, and your ex has moved on, so I'll pretend to be your fake girlfriend right now. And so basically this drunken lie spins out of control, and she ends up at his house for Christmas being his fake girlfriend. But guess who his sister is? His sister is the woman that she had the meet cute with in the bookstore, where they kind of fell in love during that bookstore encounter. So again, it's like the same premise. It's so weird, but these were released the same year. They were published the same year. Like, they weren't inspired by each other. It's just a really odd coincidence that I'm reading two books with the exact same premise. And even a lot of the characters are super similar to each other. But I'm enjoying both right now. I just wanted to let you know, like, I would not recommend reading these books back to back. I mean, it's really confusing reading them at the same time right now. And so if you're interested in both of these books, because so far both are great, definitely read a couple books in between. Don't read them at the same time like I'm doing, because it's very confusing. Hello. Sorry, the hair is messy. We're about to go to sleep. There's Teddy. He's like, why are you talking? I finished Kiss Her Once for Me, and I really liked it, although I stand by what I was saying earlier, where I highly, highly, highly recommend not reading it at the same time as Make You Mine This Christmas, because holy crap, I feel like it really lessened my enjoyment with just how similar they were. It was impossible for me to not compare them directly to each other. And so Kiss Her Once for Me, I enjoyed the pacing a lot more. It felt like a romance right away, where in Make You Mine This Christmas, it took a little bit for even the two people involved in the romance to meet. But then once they meet, I like it better. And so Make You Mine This Christmas has some pacing issues, but I like the characters more, and I'm actually laughing during Make You Mine This Christmas, where Kiss Her Once for Me is a bit more emotional, a bit more angsty. The characters are less fun, but the pacing works better. These books are so similar, so it just depends on what you want more. If you want like a fun, light read, I would recommend Make You Mine This Christmas. If you want something a bit more emotional, I would recommend Kiss Her Once for Me. I really enjoyed Kiss Her Once for Me. I just think I like the shenanigans in Make You Mine This Christmas more. Like I could picture Make You Mine This Christmas as a movie and it would work perfectly as a movie. I know Make You Mine This Christmas isn't an official book I'm reading for this video, but it just so happens I'm finishing it during this weekend. I haven't really vlogged my progress throughout it because I started it like 2 weeks ago because I've just been reading really small snippets each day for the buddy read. They're just so similar. Make You Mine This Christmas and Kiss Her Once for Me. So I think I'm giving Kiss Her Once for Me 4 stars because I wanted it to be a bit more fun and light and a bit more Christmassy than it was. Although I still really enjoyed this book. It is a little bit disappointing because this is the same author that wrote Charm Offensive, and I gave Charm Offensive a solid 5 stars. It's going to be one of my favorite romances of the year. So the fact that Kiss Her Once for Me is 4 stars, not 5 stars, is a bit of a disappointment, but of course 4 stars, I still really enjoyed this book. Like I said, I think I just wanted something a bit more silly because the premise is so silly, and so the fact that we got so much angst in this story felt a bit out of place for me. However, a lot of people like angsty romances, and this is not super angsty. Like, overall, this is a really fun rom-com romance. Like I said, it's just because I'm putting it in direct comparison with Make You Mine This Christmas. And Make You Mine This Christmas is a rom-com emphasis on the com, and Kiss Her Once for Me is a rom-com emphasis on the rom. You know? So, like, it could work for a lot of people. Tons of people are enjoying it. I really enjoyed it. I just think I'm enjoying Make You Mine This Christmas more than Kiss Her Once for Me. We're about to wrap up on day 2 of the readathon. It's Saturday night and I finished 2 books, so I am kind of behind schedule because I was really wanting to finish 4 books for this readathon, and I've only done Kiss Her Once for Me and Love Light Farms, and so I have a 3.5 and a 4 star. Fingers crossed I get a 5 star in this video. That would be amazing. The next book I'm going to pick up is A Merry Little Meet Cute. I think I'm going to listen to it a little bit tonight because I have my AirPods in already and I have it, A Merry Little Meet Cute, on Scribd. I have the physical copy too, but I think I'm just going to lay in bed and listen to it for a bit. I'm nervous for this one though because when I first filmed my TBR video for this readathon, I said, A Merry Little Meet Cute, everyone's loving it. Well, things have drastically changed and all of my friends are hating it. Like, literally, I think I can name 6 of my good friends on booktube that have DNF'd this book at this point. So I'm nervous. I'm very nervous. I still have high hopes though because the premise sounds so good, but I'm no longer as confident as I was going in from the TBR video, because in the TBR video I was like, this could be 5 stars, and now I'm just like, I hope I like it. But I will update you tomorrow morning how I'm feeling about A Very Merry Meet Cute. Hello, so I am 60% of the way through A Very Merry Meet Cute. It's already kind of late. I mean, you could see it's nighttime out there. It is the last day of Holiday Romcomathon. It is Sunday. It is Sunday at 8 o'clock, but I still have enough time to finish it before the end of Holiday Romcomathon. I should have updated you earlier, but honestly, I read most of it last night, and then this morning I was kind of stressing out about that boy right there because he's still having some issues, but again, it's fine. It's just I had to end up cooking him some special dinners and stuff like that, and so basically I just haven't been in the mood to vlog or read or anything like that. But he's doing okay. I got a second opinion. He's fine. I'm just a nervous dog mother. But basically, like I said, I got 60% of the way through, and most of that was just spent reading it last night, like in the dark. I meant to just read the first like 20 minutes, and then suddenly multiple hours had passed. So I am finding A Merry Little Meet Cute a very enjoyable experience. I think it's flying by. I think I'm thoroughly entertained throughout the whole thing. So let me give you the premise. The premise is we have an adult film star. She does a website similar to OnlyFans, but it's not called OnlyFans in this book. And she wants to break out into mainstream acting. So she gets cast in a Hallmark Christmas movie. It's not called Hallmark Christmas Movie, but it's this book's version of a Hallmark Christmas movie. And she is cast as the opposite to the lead of a bad boy rock star who is also trying to clean up his image. So he's in this Hallmark Christmas movie too, but he is a huge fan of hers. He has been using her pornographic materials to get himself off at night for years. I don't know why I had to spell it out for you. I'm sure you could have imagined that why he's a huge fan of hers. But basically, he knows exactly who she is. And she's trying to keep her identity a secret because the Hallmark Channel movie would not be happy if they found out that she does pornography on the side. So it's this whole thing about very fun secret identities and the fact that he is so attracted to her. And she is a huge fan of his growing up because he was in that boy band and he is like a hot thing too. So basically, they're obsessed with each other. They are so turned on by each other, but they're on a very clean Christmas movie set where they have a morality clause in their contract that they can't be caught doing anything that would break the moral code of the Christmas movie. So basically, they're not allowed to have sex with each other. And so there's a forbidden romance, hidden identities, and the movie making plot line. I'm just having a great time reading this. It's ridiculous. It's a ridiculous story. This is not a story where I'm reading it and I'm like, oh my gosh, this is true love. I'm just enjoying the shenanigans. Like, it's so entertaining, so readable in my opinion. But I could see where the disappointments come from if you're reading this book to read about true love. Like, I'm not feeling the true love, but I am feeling the tension between these two characters. There is so much tension, and so I'm having a great time. Also, heads up, this book is incredibly smutty and spicy. Like, it starts out right away, so just heads up. I know the cover is very cute. The title is very cute. This is not really a cute book. This is a very sexy book, but I'm having a great time with it. I'm gonna finish it tonight and I'll check in once I'm done. Hello, I am back in the official outro location because I just actually filmed the intro and I figured I will film the last update on A Merry Little Meet Cute here where it's a bit nicer and, you know, not another couch shot. But I finished A Merry Little Meet Cute last night. This is actually Monday, so I'm technically cheating a little bit. But I didn't read this on Monday. I finished it on Sunday, the last day of holiday Romcomathon. I'm just updating you the next day because I did finish it kind of late on Sunday. And I am happy to say that I really enjoyed this book. I'm giving it 4 stars. And I had such a fun time. I was thoroughly entertained the entire time. I will say towards the end, you know, this is supposed to be a romance where they're falling in love. Did I believe that they were in love? No, absolutely not. They don't know anything about each other. I mean, they love each other's bodies, but they don't know anything about their minds, you know? So it's one of those romances where if you're reading it to see true love, you're gonna be like, what is this? But if you're reading it just for the shenanigans, I had a great time with the shenanigans. It could have gotten 5 stars actually if it didn't do the whole I love you so much thing at the end, because I just didn't believe the love was there. And therefore the end was a little bit cheesy because there were these declarations and I was like, but you don't know anything about each other. So a solid 4-star read though, but I was in it just for the entertainment. The smut was really good in it. I loved the hidden identities throughout. One of my favorite tropes in books is when people have hidden identities. And so this had the hidden identities, and it had some really positive representation here for a plus size female character and positive representation for sex workers. And there were a lot of conversations in here about the difficulties of changing meds for bipolar disorder, which I thought was really interesting to read about too. And so this book does have more than just smut, in my opinion. Like, there is a plot here, there is something deeper going on, but I just don't think it was love. Also, I think this book is horribly misrepresented based on the cover and the name. There is no Merry Little Be Cute in here. Like, what? And then the cover is so cute. And I'm like, this is not really a cute story. There is some cute moments, but I don't know. I just feel like looking at the cover and looking at the title, I think people may pick this book up expecting one thing and getting something entirely different. Of course, the synopsis explains the plot really well, so if you read the synopsis, it's not misrepresenting itself. But I know there's a lot of people out there, including myself, that don't really read synopses and just go based off of the cover. And I don't think the cover is an accurate representation of this story. Maybe if instead of like Christmas ornaments on the trees, they were decorated with dildos or something, that would be an accurate representation of this book. So wrapping up my experience with Holiday Romcomathon, I finished 3 books: A Merry Little Meet Cute, Kiss Her Once for Me, and Love Like Farms. I actually really wanted to finish 4 books because I did buy this book, All I Want for Christmas, specifically for this readathon, and I just didn't get to it. But then I realized I am on a 3.5-hour plane flight back to my family for Christmas on the 21st. This is a perfect book to read on the plane, so I'm actually happy I didn't get to this. But of the 3 books that I did finish for this vlog, Love Like Farms was a 3.5 stars. Disappointing end, but loved the whole first like 90% of it. Then Kiss Her Once for Me was 4 stars, and A Merry Little Meet Cute was 4 stars. And then I also want to give an honorable mention to Make You Mine This Christmas, because I did finish this. This is actually not part of the vlog. I just kept mentioning it a bunch of times because of its similarities to Kiss Her Once for Me. And so this book, Make You Mine This Christmas, is 4.5 stars. So technically this book won, even though it wasn't in the same competition as the other ones, because it wasn't even for this vlog. But I just happened to finish it at the same time with the buddy read pages. I started this at the beginning of December, on December 1st. That's why it wasn't part of this vlog, because it wasn't part of Holiday Romcomathon. But since we're talking about holiday romances, I recommend this one the most out of all of these books, Make You Mine This Christmas. I just had the most fun with this one. And then between the 2 4 stars, I actually think I had more fun with A Merry Little Meet Cute. But of course, this is still a solid 4 stars, Kiss Her Once for Me. I highly recommend it still. But I'm just trying to rank them. So if I was ranking all the Christmas romances I finished, Make You Mine This Christmas is on top, Merry Little Meet Cute is 2nd place, Kiss Her Once for Me is 3rd place, and Love Like Farms is 4th place, but I did have an enjoyable experience with all of them. I would say pick up A Merry Little Meet Cute if you want something smutty and fun, but you don't really care about true love. You just want to read about some shenanigans. Pick up Make You Mine This Christmas if you want something that's funny and with really, really lovable characters, but very, very light throughout the entire book. And pick up Kiss Her Once for Me if you want something a little bit more angsty, a little bit more emotional, but still funny, still light. Just between the 2 of these, because they have such similar premises, this one is the much more serious version of the premise. This one is the much more silly version of the premise. But both of these, I think, do love really well. Like, I believe these relationships. I don't believe the love in this book, but I do believe the love in these 2 books. And then Love Like Farms, it's hard because I really disliked the last 10%, and so it leaves such a negative opinion because the thing I hated was in the last 10%, but I was loving it up until then. So I recommend it still if you want something that has a lot of tension, but you're going to want to shake the characters many times throughout the story because they make their life so much more complicated than it needs to be if they literally just had simple communication skills. Hey, surprise cut here because I forgot to rank them in terms of Christmas level. I wanted to tell you which books were the most Christmassy and which books were the least Christmassy in terms of Christmas vibes, Christmas activities, stuff like that. Because Love Like Farms was not Christmassy at all. I would not even call this a Christmas romance. It's set around the same time, but barely any Christmas things happen. And the Christmas tree farm is very much in the background. So that's on the bottom. Christmas vibes are non-existent in Love Light Farms. Most Christmassy would actually be the one that's not even supposed to be in this vlog, is Making Mine This Christmas. That had a ton of Christmas content, so that's on top. And then Kiss Her Once For Me is second place, and A Merry Little Meet Cute is third place. Merry Little Meet Cute did have a lot of Christmassy things going on, but Kiss Her Once For Me had a lot more. So if you're looking for a book with the most Christmas vibes, I would say Making Mine This Christmas and Kiss Her Once For Me both win that category. Definitely do not pick up Love Light Farms thinking it's going to be super Christmassy, because the Christmas vibes are non-existent. At the end of the day, I had a great time with these holiday romances. I really just want to continue picking up holiday romances for the entirety of December at this point, because I had such a positive experience. Let me know what holiday romances you've been reading, which ones I should check out in the second part of this month. And if you enjoyed this video, please like and subscribe for more content, and I'll see you next time. Bye!